So what does good parenting look like anyway? Are you wondering maybe how to be a good parent? Ha! You are in luck because that's what this video is about. As a father of 7 children, I'm going to show you exactly what good parenting looks like. And I'm going to define good parenting in a way that no one else has the guts to do. And as a family with 7 children, I'm going to show you our house rules that you might find helpful for your home as well. So there's all the reasons in the world to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and drop a thumbs up on this because it really would mean a lot to me if you would join the IP fam and become the strongest influence in the life of your child. Roll the intro. The strongest influence in your child's life wins. Is that you?
I'm Brad Zood, and this is Influencer Parenting.
So here at Influencer Parenting, it's our goal to make you the strongest influence in the life of your child because as you saw in the clip, the strongest influence in the life of your child wins. See, it's not about giving your child a whole bunch of choices. It's not about connection. It's not about logic or positive parenting or love or anything like that. It's about becoming the strongest influence in the life of your child. That's all you're going to be left with, all right? When your children are all grown up, you can't take away the car keys, you can't take away their iPhone, you can't ground them, you can't put them in timeout. All you're going to be left with is your influence. That's why it's called influencer parenting. And can we just talk about the whole giving your child choices thing for like 1 second here? When you're in the Chick-fil-A play place and you want to leave, it's time to go. And you give your child a choice between, should we leave now or should we leave in 5 minutes? And having some type of expectation that they're actually going to choose to leave now is absolutely absurd, right? You're just delaying the inevitable of what's going to have to happen. Your child has no incentive to leave the Chick-fil-A play place. And when given the choice, they would stay there all day long. If you gave your child the choice between wearing their pajamas to church or wearing their nice clothes to church, which do you think they're going to choose, right? Their pajamas. I'm 38 and want to wear my pajamas to church. Giving your child choices is not a substitute for good input in teaching and training them what you want to have happen when you want to have it happen. All right, back to 5 tips on how to be a great parent and what in the heck is good parenting. Good parenting is waking up every day and executing your parenting plan. That's what good parenting is, right? So it doesn't matter if your plan is get a whole bunch of stuff done or if your plan is, hey, let's just relax, chill, and have fun, right? It is doing things on purpose that you predetermined to do as much as possible to have happen that day with you and your children. That's it. Good parenting is not waking up every day and running around and reacting to everything that happens with no plan. Some of those days happen, sure. But if our main plan is just wake up and react to what happens, we're not going to be very good parents. So tip number 1, we as parents have to remain in our dominant brain. Okay, here's your brain lesson for the day. You have your dominant brain and your subdominant brain. Your dominant brain is your logical, computing, calculating, analytical portion of your brain. Your subdominant brain says, skip all that hard thinking. Let's just do what feels good, right? And it's your feelings and your emotions. And so here's what happens. Your kids try to get you out of your logical dominant brain into your subdominant brain. And the way to stay in your dominant brain where your thinking and your level head is that you have a rock solid plan on what you're going to do. You wake up and execute a plan, right? Just like the football team, they practice all week long for the game. And then in the game, they try to do what they did in practice. This is how you actually stay on task as a parent, and it's one of the 5 tips of being a great parent. By the way, we should never hang out in our subdominant brain with our feelings and emotions because that's where all your yelling and nagging and screaming and everything comes from. That's why spanking gets such a bad rap because most parents do it in their subdominant brain after they've had enough and they're emotional and they're angry and they go and just swat their kids, right? We don't want to hang out in our subdominant brain. So maybe that just blew your mind and it's time for you to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up and turn on the notifications because we want to help you become a good parent. Tip number 2, good parenting involves being on the same page as your spouse. You need to block out some time with your spouse and get on the same page. Take your child, write down their name, write down what they're good at, write down what they're bad at, write down the good ways they're acting right now, write down the bad ways they're acting right now, and make a plan that says, if they do this, then this is going to happen. If they do that, then that's going to happen. And this is going to help you execute your plan is by being on the same page as your spouse. So, you know what? Instead of watching a movie one night, just take 10 or 15 minutes, jot some things down, and it will blow your mind on how much easier that's going to make the rest of your parenting and help you stay on tip number 1 of staying in your dominant brain. How to be good parents tip number 3, build family identity, rules, and culture inside of your home. The biggest thing this does is help to give your children identity. It helps them know where they fit into the family economy, what's expected of them, and what they need to do. So as a homeschooling family with 7 children, you want to know what our house rules are? All right, here they are. I got them written down right here. They are to obey. They're to be kind, to be responsible, to be content, and ask permission. There's like not a single activity that goes on in our house that doesn't require pretty much all of those all the time. Good parenting tip number 4, inspect what you expect. Okay, so here's the deal. Sunday at church, one of my kids asked to use the bathroom during service. Now, this usually wasn't a problem for them, so I let him go and come back. The next Sunday, he asked to do it again, and I thought, that's kind of peculiar. I wonder if he's really going to the bathroom or if he's going in there to play. So I let him go in, and then I snuck out right behind him. And I cracked the door ever so slightly so I could see inside the men's bathroom and watch what he was doing, and guess what he was doing? He was going to the bathroom, and I watched him the whole time. I watched him go in there, go to the bathroom, flush the toilet, walk over, wash his hands with hot water and soap, dry his hands off, and when he flung that door open and saw that I was watching, he was absolutely surprised, to say the least. And you know what I told him? I said, "Oh man, Peter, that was so mature. Did you know I was watching you the whole time? And I didn't know if you came in here to play or if you really had to go to the bathroom, but wow, you really did. And you did such a good job. That was totally responsible of you. Great job, bud." That just meant the world to him. And we went back, sat down, and it was amazing. So inspect what you expect. Good parenting tip number 5. Be the strongest influence in the life of your child. Look, mom and dad, you have to be relevant and relatable in the life of your child. You actually have to dive in and spend time and get involved with your children and ask them deep and meaningful questions and begin to like and enjoy the things that they like and enjoy. So my son Andrew is 8 years old, and what 8-year-old boy doesn't fall in love with video games, right? So we allowed a little bit of that in our home. And you know what? I decided to start playing Fortnite along with him, because if he's going to be in that world, which is debatable, but we thought through it and thought that would be okay. I wanted to be in that world with him, guiding him through the wild west of Fortnite, right? So I play Fortnite with my 8-year-old son. I throw the coolest Fortnite parties ever. I want his friends in our home where I can influence not only him, but his friends. And you know what? We have an absolute blast together, and it helps build an incredible relationship with my child. Okay, so we need to remain in our dominant brain. We need to plan and do things in a time of non-conflict. We need to create family identity, culture, and rules in our home. We need to inspect what we expect, and we need to become the strongest influence in the lives of our children, which is what we're all about here at Influencer Parenting. So if you want more amazing parenting tips, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Don't miss another video from Influencer Parenting, and welcome to the IP fam, the strongest fam on the internet. We'll see you on the next one. All right, so I'm literally sitting here editing the video, watching this over, and I want to make sure I make one point on this, is that it doesn't matter what you do necessarily, it's the fact that you're doing something on purpose, right? So when I was in college, some of the best advice that I got that I didn't really take, honestly, was that schedule every second of your life. So whether you're scheduling study time or you're scheduling time to go out with your friends at night or whatever it is, make every moment that you're actually accomplishing something, even if it's accomplishing the movie that you want to watch or the game that you want to play with your child. Live every moment on purpose. Again, it's not what you do, it's the fact that you're doing something purposefully that you want to do. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what more you want to see out of influencer parenting, because we love the IP fam and making content that helps you become the strongest influence in the life of your family. We'll see you on the next one.
The strongest influence in your child's life wins. Is that you? I'm Brad Zood, and this is Influencer Parenting.